Hey, hello, welcome back to the War Room and my continuation of my playthrough of Washington's War. Give everybody a little update. Done had the big meal of visiting of families, and I think I might have me a day off here, so it's gaming time. I'll show where I picked up where I left off at. We got old Washington and Benedict Arnold down south, kind of weak, trying to get away and regroup from the Brits. What's happened since the last time is I took a Brit turn, and I guess it was another 3-op card, and I activated old Cornwallis. He was up here at Long Island, I believe, and he's going to go ahead and use a naval movement to go down here to a Norfolk. And he's going to try to get old Washington in a trap. Now, that's all he can do. It'd be nice if he can land and move, but I guess it takes up with the logistics and everything, it takes a lot of time to move from one port to the other. So that'll be his move. Oh, Washington will still get some time to get away. Also wanted to say something about my old comment earlier about the French Navy being a no-brainer about keeping them up there in that zone. Well, they haven't done a damn thing up there. So my no-brainers are no-brainers. No brain at all to keep him up there. Should have had him down here. So yeah, it would have been nice to have had him at the old Baltimore, Alexandria, Yorktown, Norfolk spot, but what do I know? So anyway, that's what's going on there. We got Cornwallis coming down here. We got a little pincer movement coming. Maybe be nice for the British player to get some of those other generals down here too. There's gonna be a fight. We just don't know where or when yet, so we'll be back. What will Washington do? What will Washington do? Him and Benedict Arnold. We'll be back. Back. It's the Americans' turn, or the colonists' turn. It's their turn for some card play. So, like I said before, got all kinds of ops cards here. Mostly twos. Oh, they're all twos. Okay, all twos. What the colonists are going to do, or Washington, play a 2-ops card to activate Washington. That over in a discard pile. And Washington's going to make a move here. He's going to go from Richmond over to Lynch's Ferry for his first one, then over to Salem for his second movement allowance. He's got 3 more left. With those 3, he's going to go to Chiraw. Never heard of it. I'm an American. I never heard of Chiraw. Shows you what I know. And let me see. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 at Georgetown. For this 5th movement, he's going over here to Charleston, and at Charleston is 2 combat factors, so our combat units. That will definitely help. So let's move all these guys down here. Nice little fortress here at Charleston. It looks like a nice fortress too. It's got yellow around it, so I'm going to have to find out what's a fortified fort. Also winter quarters. If that's all it gets, that'd suck. Ain't no combat modifiers, but he's there. He's got units. Unfortunately, it's a coastal region, and we all know how those Brits are with their navy. Those coastal regions. So I think there's a penalty on that if you have a battle on the coast. But it simulates the British naval advantage, so we'll see what happens there. That's it for Washington's move. Well, Arnold might have to suffer the consequences. Guess I'll look here, see what's going on. There you go, that's a little bit better. Sorry about that. Anyway, Got Arnold here. I don't know if he's within striking distance. 1, 2, 3. No. Cornwallis still can't get Washington yet. There might be a good chance to get some reinforcements. Washington might be ready to fight. He's got 3, 4, 5, 6, but he's going against British regulars and the British Navy along the coast, so it might be good to negate that one advantage and move inland a little bit. It's time for the fight. Bring in Arnold if we can. Who knows? We'll wait and see. British move next. We shall return. Alright, let's think about this one here. From the British point of view. Oh, he's got an Iroquois Indian Uprising card, but that just takes away some of his political controls. I'm thinking as a British player, it's not about political control right now. It's about military victory. So, I can put down all kinds of political control markers to take political control. As you can see over here, they're lacking. That might change on the next political control phase. But, yeah, the Brits are wanting to fight this one out. Oh, so therefore, Arnold's up there by himself. I can't move 2 generals at once. I can't. Yeah, I guess it's just a one-on-one battle type deal in this game. Like I said, it's my first time. Oh, how we doing over here? Carleton's only got 2 combat units. He's in no way, shape, ready to fight right now. This whole Cornwallis takes him on and uses Carleton's men as backup. So we got everything going on up here. Oh, yeah, here we go. We got old Howe up there still. Forgot about him. He's got 5 combat units. How much of a hurry are the Brits in? By the time he gets down there, old Washington will get beefed up. Washington won't be able to survive an onslaught from Cornwallis and Howe and get reinforcements at the same time. So, Cornwallis, go after Arnold, go after Washington. I think the biggest American nightmare would be Cornwallis going after Washington, so that's exactly what I'll do. Oh, we got some Iroquois Uprising cards. 1 ops. Cornwallis needs a 2. Ooh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. The game's throwing us a curve here. This one here will be moved. Can't really do much on that. I'm going to have to start what's called a queue. An ops queue for the British player. So in this turn, oh man, that's going to give Washington more time. That's not good. I'm going to short circuit here for a second while my brain overloads, and I'll be back. Gotta think this one out. All right. Oh, Georgie. I can't get him. Bad cam. Anyway, it's your lucky day there, Mr. Washington, because the play of the cards has dealt him a break. I got no cards here to activate anybody. So the only real move I got is to create a queue. That's part of the rules, part of the game. 1 op card goes in a queue for the British turn. And as a little reminder, I got my queue marker. Just his hand goes down here. It is now the colonist turn. Let me play this game a little bit. We'll be back. Okay, well, I just gotta notice that my gaming time is over. Gotta get it in when you can get it in, man. So, I don't know if I'll be able to make the next move here real quick. I'll tell you what I got going on, though. This is the Americans' turn. I've already just figured it out or deduced, whatever, that within 2 turns there's going to be a battle. He can't get to me yet, but he's coming. He can use port movement, but he's just going to be stuck in a port, so he's just going to come by land, probably. Oh, Washington's here. On his turn, does Washington... And remember, I got all those ops cards. I get reinforcements, beef me up. I think the toppest one I got, or the highest one I got rather, is a 2. So all I can get is 2 combat units. Or do I bring old Benedict Arnold down? He's got like 5 units with him. Let me see how many he's got. 2. He's got 3 units with him. Okay. So that's more than 2. So he's got a little bit more reinforcements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be a blocking action. An old Cornwallis would have to go through them to get to me. So that's 3 combat vectors. So lose the battle, but it'll weaken him. He can pounce, but then he won't get reinforcements. So that's what I'm looking at. I'll find out what's going on. I have to stop play here for a little bit, but we shall return with some Washington's War. Mark Herman, GMT. Another real good game. This game's real easy to figure it out. I mean, I know they're all, when I first look at all of them, I think, oh, there's no way I'll be able to learn them. But so far, Fields of Fire, or Fields of Despair, Grand Cheria, and then the non-GMT games, Field Commander Napoleon and Kingdom of Heaven were all, I'd say Kingdom of Heaven was probably the hardest of them all, but that's only because it's really card driven, and you know, it was a 2-player game. Kingdom of Heaven and this game here, I think, are solitaire rated low, but I'm doing real good. I love the solitaire version of this one. I'm doing real good on it. So I think the card factor kind of makes it more of a solitaire game. Kingdom of Heaven's good. You can play it from both sides. But we'll see how Warriors of God and Sparta and Athens go, and then I think the big one's going to be Labyrinth. But I think that's kind of I think it's a Twilight Struggle type game. And see, I'm still learning Twilight Struggle. I played it online, and I don't think I've won a game yet. You can start out with a 4,000 rating, and I'm down to 1,200 or 2,000 or something. So I don't win at that game too much, but I love Twilight Struggle. That's a good game. All right, enough rambling. We'll be back with some more Washington's War in a little bit. Bye. Everybody, to the holiday edition of the War Room. We're back down here in the man cave. Did our family things. Getting some shopping done, some decorating, and I'm back here to make a couple more turns on this game. Where we left off last time was old Cornwallis came down from, where was it? I believe it was Norfolk, to attack Arnold. Well, Arnold was able to get away. He had to roll a 2, I believe. A 1 or a 2 to get away, because his evade rating was a 2. That's a yellow number there. And I don't know if the die roll's still in there. No, I moved the dice. But he rolled a 2, so he was able to get away. So now it's winter attrition. And we'll be resolving that next. But that was a good getaway. Now my strategy behind that was either to fight or get away. I figured he's going to take losses with the battle, and he was going to take losses with attrition, so at least this way he'll be able to keep, I think he's got 3 units or 2 units there. He'll be able to keep a combat unit, at least 1 factor. Maybe Washington will work his way to him after this, but that's the situation down here. I haven't gone over political control markers, but this is what it looks like now. Got a bunch of them that are uncontested up north and working their way down. So I guess when we get to the political control phase, we'll check everything out. But next is the winter attrition. Strategy phase is over. Brits are in charge in the north, and Washington trying to make a little stand in the south. We'll see what happens in our next strategy phase. On to attrition, and we shall return. Winter attrition results are finished. The only British unit that got caught out was this Clinton up north. Let's say it's called Falmouth. They lost 1 combat unit. He's got one left. So that was alright. Down here, though, old Arnold had 3, so he lost 1. Cornwallis don't lose any because he's south of the winter line. Washington was able to protect 5. Then he had 3 left, so -1 is, or minus half is 1.5, rounded down to 1, so he lost 1 also. So colonists lost 2 combat units, and British lost 1. So so not too bad of an attrition. Next, we're going to the French naval phase, and this will be interesting. Yeah, I'll do a little bit of thinking on this one. And then the political control phase, so we'll find out what's up. So far, nothing going on the French alliance track. There's all the modifiers down here. No victories for the American or the British yet. Washington being captured. So we'll see what goes on with this French alliance track. That's about it. Moving on to the French naval phase. This holiday edition of the War Room. Are bringing the French Navy down south where the action supposedly is. He'll be blocking the ports of New Bern, Wilmington, and Charleston. Maybe blocking off old Cornwallis. I know he can't get any reinforcements through these 3 ports. So, or can he escape? And he might lose the French naval bonus. So that might help me out in this little battle here. So we'll see what's up. But yep, brought the old French Navy down to this section. And we're on to the political control phase. Let's go check that out. And we shall return to Washington's War. Now for the political control phase. One of the first things we're required to do is relocate the Continental Congress that was dispersed when old Carleton moved into Philadelphia. So if I'm able to, I'm supposed to put them in a friendly political control space. Thought about bringing them down here where Washington was, but that might not last long. I'll have to see what goes on there. So I want to keep him away from units that can go ahead and get to him. His range is probably around here. We got Cornwallis. They're kind of boxed in, but I'm sure he could reach any of these markers here. I think the only spot would have been this one here, or where I put it down here in Savannah. So the American or the colonist Continental Congress is now in Savannah. Pretty well protected, I guess. Alright, now another thing we do is place political control markers in areas with generals and armies that don't have control. So down here in Georgetown, we're going to go ahead and put us that turns into British control. Since old Cornwallis is there. But that area is still a block spot. And old Georgetown isn't a port either. I just thought maybe I might have made that mistake and assumed it was. Cornwallis came down by land, so it was no big deal. But yeah, it's not a port there, so. Excuse me. Next political control marker, spots where generals are. I guess old Carleton's got an army here in Philadelphia, so we'll take that marker there and flip that on over. And they got political control of Philadelphia now. I think that'll be all the spots up here. He's already got political control, yeah. That'll be it for flipping. And I do believe political control phase. Continental Congress segment we already took care of, but up here I think it says place political control marker segment. Each player places a political control marker in any uncontrolled space And it flips up friendly control marker, blah blah blah, occupied by armies. That's what I just did. So I'm gonna go ahead and place one political control marker for each unit, for each country. Let me find out where I'm gonna put those, and I'll be right back. Okay, we are done with that now. The British gain political control markers right here, with Cornwallis being there with an army, but I also placed British. Where did I put that? British political marker. I put the American political marker here in Massachusetts, which gave, I think the Americans would now have control. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, Massachusetts now goes over to the American side. Alright. And I forgot where I put the British. I think I put the British. Huh. Let me figure this out real quick. I'll be right back. I'm straightened out now. I put the American marker right here to give me control of South Carolina again. The British are going to put their marker here in Massachusetts. Barnstab or something, Massachusetts. That makes Massachusetts with 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Massachusetts gets flipped over to the British side. Nah, this is the updated version. Political control phase is over. And that's what we're looking like. Next, we'll check and see if anybody's insulated. Or isolated, rather. And it might be right here, because that's why I think I put that political control marker there, is because might have a little bit of isolation going on there. I don't know if they could use the port because the French Navy's blocking it. So this might be isolated. Let me go check the rules on that, and we'll be back. Political situation. End of turn 2. Washington's War. Yeah, there's no isolation. I thought maybe there might be, but he can trace route to this controlled space at a port. A port keeps him from being politically isolated, no matter if it's blockaded or not. So that's the story on that one. Everybody up here is all good because they can trace a line to a general, or they have a general on it. So that's the situation there. End phase. Going to 1777. Move the marker here. Let's see what goes on with the end phase, and we shall return. Okay. Since there's still American and British combat units on the board, there won't be no automatic victory. The game turn marker hasn't hit the end game yet, so we are discarding the ops cards and getting ready for new strategy phase. Hold on, reinforcement phase next. So that might be it for tonight. We'll go ahead and do a reinforcement phase next time we get some free time. Till then, happy holidays, and we'll be back. Welcome back to the holiday season edition of Washington's War. Before I get on with any more of this playthrough, partial paid playthrough, it's a long game. Well, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, I wanted to make a rules correction for anybody posted on the comment section. And it's about that French naval phase. I went through the rules and I didn't see it in there, but you have to go through the French activation section of the rules. But let's just see the naval units back up there and its little French reinforcements. Luckily, during the gameplay that I had, it didn't really make any difference. I moved it around a couple times, but it didn't influence nothing. But until this marker here, hits this, French Navy stays put, so that helps the British. That definitely helps the British. You can start feeding in some of those ports, some of those reinforcements. So I don't know if it would have held them back on any of the other turns or anything, but we're all starting fresh. We're here at the reinforcement phase, and that's a political situation. A little mini map they got here represents the colonies, represents the big map, just in little spaces. So that's what we got going on. So I just wanted to make that rule correction. Like I said, it was my mistake. When I heard about it, actually I was watching another replay of Washington's War. You know, I like to compare strategies and stuff, and I seen that he was skipping the phase, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if he's doing it wrong or I'm doing it wrong. Well, sure enough, it was me. So makes sense. Why would there be a French Navy if French haven't allied? So there you go. Caught it in time. We'll be back with some more Washington's War after the reinforcement phase. Be back.